Good looking, funny, and amazing to be his best man. My name is Tommy, and after all these years, and I'm glad that Hunter and Tara have finally admitted that I am, in fact, the best. So now, before I get started, if anything I say confuses some of you, please don't worry. Our friend group kind of has our own language and quite a few inside jokes. So when I first met Hunter, I was about 7 or 8 years old. Me, him, and his brother Matt all met. We were sweaty, annoying little kids running around the St. Cloud Civic Center summer camp, wreaking absolute havoc. And while those were some of the best memories of our childhood, I won't spend too much time on it because Tara gets a little jealous when we talk about the summer camp days. So as we got older, we all played basketball together in the same leagues for years. Well, actually, me and Matt played while Hunter spent the majority of his time watching from the bench. But besides that, growing up, we didn't really hang out much because we always went to different schools up until junior year of high school when I transferred to St. Cloud. Fast forward to senior year, we had 2 of the best classes together. Anatomy with Ga.Mnt.Moments and marketing with my man Noah's favorite teacher, Mr. Garber. So every day of senior year, we had Garber 4th period, then we would always go out to lunch at Chick-fil-A or DQ, and then we had Ga.Mnt.Moments 5th period. Basically, that translates into 3 straight hours of laughter every day. Whether it was Hunter knowing Jared's size, Noah getting yelled at for sleeping on the first day of anatomy, or Ga.Mnt.Moments soaking my 5-page essay in dead cat juice. That 3-hour period was the best part of every school day, and it was actually during one of those daily lunch trips where I first met Tara. Of course, she made a great first impression with her kind and genuine personality, and then I was even more impressed when I found out about 3 or 4 days later that she actually does talk. No, but in all seriousness, I almost immediately could tell that Tara was the exact person Hunter needed in his life. There is no doubt in my mind that Hunter would not be who he is today if he didn't have Tara by his side for the past several years. And in those years, me and Tara have become so close that it's almost like we are siblings. At first, it was her kindness and compassion that made me appreciate her as if she was my sister, and now it's the way we annoy each other and argue all the time that made me appreciate her like a sister. Something that I do think is amazing, though, is how a bunch of us up here have been super tight since 2015. This bond has stayed strong even after we all graduated high school and started our lives, which included me and my girlfriend Maddie moving to Gainesville, go Gators. Noah moving to Tampa, and Matt and his wife Delaney moving out of state. Even through all of that, we have still remained pretty close, and I know I referred to us earlier as a friend group, but at this point I definitely consider us to be more like a family. I mean, all of our actual families have adopted each other as if they were their own blood. For example, we have spent many Thanksgiving with Hunter's family, many Christmas Eves with my family, and many gambling parties, birthday parties with Tara's family. Over the years, for some reason, Hunter's house is where we always end up hanging out. And for almost all of those years, Hunter lived with his father, Mark, while he finished school. So, Mark, I would like to take this time on behalf of all of us, to thank you for dealing with us. Sorry. Whether it was countless nights of us laughing obnoxiously loud, or blaring music at 2 a.m. while I destroyed all these punks in beer pong, or the infamous hole in the wall at the Oak Ridge house. By the way, I know I always blame Noah, but that might have been me. That night I learned you should not try to ride a hoverboard down a narrow hallway after shotgunning several beers. Also, I would like to personally thank Mark for being cool with me, occasionally staying the night at that house once in a while. For those of you that don't know, by once in a while, I kind of actually mean that I basically lived there whenever I was in town from Gainesville. Of course, plenty of jokes came from this, like how me and Hunter would have pillow talk before bed. But the one that seemed to stick the most was Matt referring to Hunter and I as the same person. And even though we have some major differences, once again, go Gators, in many ways, it has often felt like I'm hanging out with a clone of myself. All in all, me and Maddie have spent a lot of time with Hunter and Tara, since the beginning of their relationship over 7 years ago. Together, the four of us have been through every up and down that two high school/college relationships can provide. In that time, we have all grown so much, both as individuals and as couples, and I can finally say that I've had a front row seat to watch Hunter and Tara grow into the wonderful, happy, and now married couple that they are today. And with little baby Tommy Taylor on the way, I'm so excited to see all that is next to you guys. I love you both. And now, I'm going to propose a toast. So if you would raise your glass, the highest, finest white wine. And as they go, George Garber would say, "I'm gonna pizza. Good luck, God bless you. Go get a kid."